So quiet. We still have 2 minutes to go. It's okay. We can all talk. No.
Believe me, they're never this quiet at school.
Where is Joy, one of our presenters?
Joy, right there.
Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself.
Oh, hi.
How are you? Hey. Oh my gosh. I don't want to photobomb you.
That was my last picture.
Sorry, these meetings are time certain. So once it's 6 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, boom. All right, thank you so much for you being here tonight. I'm so glad to see you all. The board met in closed session, no action was taken, and all of our board is present this evening. And we are going to have our Pledge of Allegiance be led by our students from LMS. So let's do the pledge.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
We have the opening ceremonies first.
Then she'll tell you when to stand. Yeah. Go ahead. Skylar, go ahead.
The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of Lakeside Union School District. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door,
Your duties there?
through this door, past many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the doors open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep them comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his funds account, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet. Madam Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older tthan the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based in true knowledge and ripened with wisdom.
Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The secretary will call the roll of members.
There are numerous members and numerous guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To
Practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
Thank you. May we accomplish our purposes, I now declare this meeting of the Lakeside Union School District duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and continue standing through the national anthem. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much. Great job.
Okay, rather than
Mr.
hearing
Ball.
from me tonight, I think you'd much rather hear from the students. So I
I would
asked
much
them.
rather. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm sure you heard plenty out of them. So they're going to say a few words for you. Who's first?
Colton and Brownie, they're just getting a moment to get up here.
Come on up, guys.
Well, dance does their thing.
Come on up in your order. Up here, up here,
Up here, thank you.
up here.
Go ahead, gentlemen.
Go ahead, guys.
Hello, my name is Colton Snyder. I came up with this year's theme, Sprout. The inspiration for this theme was our leadership team's goal to promote growth in membership engagement and development of supervised agricultural experiences, or SAEs.
Hi, I'm Brody Fletcher. I'm one of the chapter committee chairs, along with Colton this year. We've partnered with SJ Vinyl Designs to develop some stylish new shirts for our chapter. To thank you for your continued support, we'd like to present each board member with their very own LMS FFA shirt.
Go ahead and keep talking. Go, keep going.
Hello everyone, I'm Grace Condon.
And I'm Dylan Harding.
There are three major components of agricultural education: classroom and laboratory instruction, FFA, and supervised agricultural experiences. Tonight, our team would like to tell you about our recent success in each of these three areas, starting with the classroom. This year, with 173 members in our program, we have seen increased student and volunteer involvement within our growing chapter.
From the September chapter meeting to the October chapter meeting, from CDEs to LDEs, we've seen a record number of members attending in our chapter. In our chapter meetings, volunteering with service projects, and getting involved in fundraisers.
We've had lots of fun connecting while learning and growing as a team, and can't wait for future events.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Stroud.
And I'm Natalie Rader. To help to help support our growing members, we have hosted a couple fundraisers. Our first fundraiser this year was the staff luncheon at the in-service day in August. We served a baked potato luncheon. We would like to thank the board for allowing us to host this event and to the staff for all the staff who came to support us.
We also hosted a flamingo flocking fundraiser where we went to people's houses and put flamingos in their yard. And then we asked for a ransom of $20 to remove them. We raised $3,665 towards registration costs for the Discovery Leadership Conference, allowing us to send 56 students to the Lakeside Rodeo Grounds for an exciting day of agricultural education and leadership activities, as well as a tour of El Capitan FFA.
Hi, I'm David Ogden. Amy Ann and I would like to tell you about a new venture in our school, our garden club.
Hi, my name is Amy Henson, and I'd like to tell you about our resources. Hi, my name is Amy Henson. I'm committee chair, and I'm going to tell you all about the progress we are planning for this year. We have started this year working on soil regeneration through application of organic compost, and working on nutrients and planting several fall crops.
And plan to teach harvesting and cleaning in the spring. It's been a great learning experience, and we appreciate being able to offer our students so many exponential learning opportunities.
Hi, I'm Destiny White, and I would like to tell you about our recent success at San Diego section opening and closing public speaking contest. 5 teams comprised at 29 Lakeside Middle FFA members competed, with our officer team placed 6th overall in our category. Novice team A placed 4th overall in our category. Novice team B placed 2nd overall in our category. Novice team C placed 6th overall in their category. Novice team D placed 1st overall in their category. Novice team B moved on to regionals. We were really competed last night at Purist High School. They placed 4th overall in the novice contest.
Hi y'all, I'm Skylar Lika. Coming up, we have the San Diego section public speaking event. At this event, our students will be completing job interviews, English Creed, Spanish Creed, prepared public speaking, and extemporaneous public speaking. Our members are very excited to compete, and we hope to have good news when we report back to you on how we did.
Hey everyone, I'm Gwen.
And I'm Olivia.
We will be talking about the CDE teams. This year, we are offering 3 CDE teams for our students. The newest addition is the small engines team. This CDE teaches students how to repair, maintain, and troubleshoot small engines using a variety of technology and tools.
We also offer vet science, which tests students' knowledge of animal breeds, tools and equipment, parasites, and clinical procedures.
The last team we offer is meats judging. This team teaches students to grade meat, identify and prepare retail cuts for consumption, and place carcasses based on their quality.
Our first contest will be at the Imperial Valley Field Day on Saturday, December 2nd, and we are very excited for all the members who will be competing for the first time. They have been studying hard, and we know they'll do great. Now to Ms. Lent with closing prayer.
I know the students said it several times already, but we'd just like to tell you thank you for all the district does to support us and for allowing our students to be here tonight. They've worked very hard since July of this year to plan out events and get involved in the community and in the school, and I'm very proud of them, and I hope they make you proud as well. Thank you.
And I just want to point out, when they were talking about those competitions, like the Paris High School they went to, We were the only middle school there. We were the only middle school, correct?
Yes. Yes.
They were all competing against high school. And I would like to thank all of my FFA officers here and have them come up and shake your hands. Okay? Come on up. Thank them for the shirts. They raised all the money, they did all the work, they done it all.
Great job, thank you. Great job, thank you.
We'll get them all for pictures.
Okay, remain standing.
The shirts are awesome.
Are the shirts going to be for sale, by the way?
Yes, they are currently for sale. Brody, scoot your knees. He hates photos.
So that's why I'm in the second count. Here we go. One, two. Yes, Mr. Owens. Yes, Mr. Owens. Okay, 1, 2. And one more for eyes. 1, 2. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us. Great job. Okay. All right. Continue. Excellent. All right, moving along here to our next presentation. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page. I'm on the wrong page. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay, we have trustee reports and comments. So, moving to trustee Bennett.
Thank you for keeping him in check, by the way. Appreciate
Yes, thank you. I was looking at something else.
Just one comment, and this is by far my favorite board meeting because the FFA is such a great organization. I know they already left, but it is inspirational for me. It actually gives me some hope, lots of hope for the future and what these kids are doing. It's good to see that patriotism and honor and love of country are still alive. So it's good to see. Thanks.
Thank you. Trustee Ellenson.
All right. I just found out today it's School Psychologist Appreciation Week. I did not know that. But I just wanted to give a little, just take a second to say how wonderful our psychology and counseling and our other outreach staff and services are in the district, and how I know they're impacting families in such a wonderful way. And I was speaking to Ms. Corley earlier this week, and there's a wait list of, I think, 8 students waiting for their wonderful wellness services that they have on campus. So I think that's really great. The program is full, and people in our community are benefiting from it. We had calendar committee. We've met twice, and I think we are close to having the next 2 years figured out, so that's pretty exciting. Curriculum committee, Michelle Perkins is doing a really great job getting all the feedback so far on the pilot. And the last thing I went to at the school was some Halloween parades, so that was really fun. It was great to see students again, back again to do their Halloween parades. They have such a great time, and there were a lot of parents that turned out for that at the school I was at. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Casper.
I'm so glad that we have the FAA program. I know how Ms. Lynch, who's head of that at Lakeside Middle School, and the administration who supports her, and all the kids that are gone already, and especially the parents. We need these programs, and what's really very nice in my other side of work, I see these kids all over the place, and also the LCAP program too, as they go up to high school. So I hope we can support these kids as much as we can. The teacher, and of course Lakeside Middle School is a great program. You see how organized and how they're dressed and how they're so well spoken. So I'm just so very proud of that program. It's really another jewel of our school district. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Hofer Moyer.
We've had a lot of really good community events in the past month since our last board meeting. We had the Bulls Only with the Optimists. I volunteered at the Saturday Academy and the Halloween dance with LMS. Attended the Trunk or Treat with Stadium Association, which they threw that together and they didn't know how many people were gonna be there, and they had almost 1,000 people overall. So it was like really busy and really good. So we're kind of hoping that that continues as a nice something to do in the future for the community. Got to attend, a bunch of carnivals, did the hayride at Lakeside Farms, costume parade at Lakeview, district office did their chili cook-off and pumpkin carving, which was amazing. But I mainly want to talk about, so upcoming, the Kiwanis Club of Lakeside is hosting their first open house at the VFW next Wednesday the 15th at 6:30. So I encourage everybody to come out, learn what the Kiwanis is doing for Lakeside right now. And then the Chamber of Commerce is having a mixer at the Verona Cultural Center to celebrate Native American Heritage Month, and that is Thursday the 16th at 5:30, and that one is one of their very good mixers in that there's a lot of history there, they have great programs there, and it's very timely to celebrate. That's it.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this last month. It's so nice to have the fall festivals and everything get back into the holiday spirit. It's kind of nice to see you've got pumpkins on the wall. So I did go to the Bulls Only Rodeo, very fun. And I wasn't able to make it to the chili cook-off, but I did hear that our superintendent won the chili cook-off. So congratulations, Rhonda.
It was really good.
So there you go. That's how you win, right? It's got to be good. So I'm glad that that happened. And I just wanted to let everybody know that it's kind of weird to say it before Thanksgiving, but December 2nd is the spirit of Christmas for the Lakeside Chamber. So our annual Main Street tree lighting and fun booths. So I hope to see you all there. I will be there. And I want to wish all the staff a happy Thanksgiving. Get some rest over those few days. And thank you for all your work this year so we can close it out and then start in January renewed. And thank you for everything you do. All right. We will now move to public comments. Is there any public comment, Lisa?
I do. I have Dana Stewart. Yes.
Okay. And as a reminder to members of the public, you have 4 minutes, and we cannot respond to you, but we certainly want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I've been very concerned, and I'd like to know more about the parents' rights bill that you are proposing. I'm a little worried about banning books and things like that. I find that very anti-educational. I'm a former educator myself. I was a Montessori teacher advanced from 2 to 12 years old, and also a university professor at UCSD and SDSU. So I'm very concerned about education in our community. I find that the Future Farmers of America group was absolutely outstanding, and I'd love to participate with them because I come from a farming family. And I created a new website which is absolutely free, open source, and how to convert big ag into big organic and things like that. So I wanted to be sure to get that to them. And I wanted to tell you that I'm worried about this possibility of banning books. I find that very disturbing. I used to be a Republican, but I find that now the Republican Party is trying to cut 38% from the public school budgets, and I'm very worried about that as well. So I just wanted to make these concerns known to you, and I always believed that the PTA was always the best organization for making sure that parents got their rights heard and enacted upon. So I just wanted to say those things, just so that we don't pass any banning books kind of things. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Lisa, do we have any other speakers? Okay, that concludes public comment. We'll now move into our presentation section, and we have grandparent Joy West, who is presenting an impact study she's conducted on bus service in our community. Come on up, Joy. Thank you.
I have a copy of it.
We would love to see a copy. Thank you.
And I'm going to be giving this to you because I think that these numbers are a fairly good representation of our community and how our community is feeling about the lack of buses.
Thank you.
I thought we would go over this together. I had pictures and video, but it kept me over the 15 minutes, so I'm just going to give that to you. Should I just come up here?
Yep.
Great. This gives me a place to put my speech. Good evening, board members and guests. My name is Joy West, and I want to thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. I have been both a parent and a grandparent in this district for 37 years. I have been active in PTA when my son was in the district, and I participated in activities with my grandchildren in these most recent years. Those activities with my grandchildren are what led me to be in front of you tonight. 8 months ago, I started reaching out to anyone I could to try to get answers about the loss of transportation to our community and our school children. I would see school buses, so I knew they existed, but I was told they were not for our children. So I did a little research, found out that the military housing does have a bus, and so does Verona. So I wanted to know why. Why do they have what we don't have? What happened? I was told by the principal of the elementary school that some of my grandchildren attend that no one wanted to drive for us. I found that to be a contradictory statement because I do know a bus driver, and she told me that that was not the case. I made 7 phone calls to the district office. Not one of those phone calls was returned. The school year ended last year, and I was frustrated. I wanted to know why my grandchildren were not being able to get services when all of them have IEPs. Why wasn't it part of their service when other children, my next door neighbor, their child is picked up and mine isn't? So I got on some of the local sites, what's happening in Lakeside, our own Eucalyptus Hills, many others. My post was shared with my permission to other sites in Lakeside. And I asked one simple question: how has not having transportation for our children to get to school and home impacted your family? I can't even begin to tell you the response. I was very surprised at how many people wanted to get a hold of me, talk to me, messaged me. And so the report that you have in front of you is about 200 hours of a deep dive and a lot of conversations into the issues that are plaguing our families that don't have transportation. So I thought I might take a few minutes and we would read this together so that everyone in the room knows what is on it. All of the sources have been kept anonymous because everyone that I talked to felt that it was important. So I have not given any names of anyone. The information was gathered through the summer and also the last of the school year of 22-23 and also the beginning of this school year for 23-24. The question asked to initiate the conversation: was your family impacted by the loss of tax-funded school bus transportation either to or from school? The question asked got 321 responses that indicated they were negatively impacted by the loss or had family members who were. In more detailed questioning these people, I found out that some of these people were duplicate in families. So I eliminated some of these people because they couldn't add more than the family member who had the child. I got it down to 240 people, which I felt was a significant number for our community. These people were directly affected, and these are the questions that I asked them and the answers that I was given. How were you impacted by the loss of transportation? Of the 240 credible individuals used for the informal study, 201 cited finances as the most impacted area of the loss of transportation. 39 expressed that safety was the biggest issue for those concerns, and I will address those later. Right now, we'll just address the financial impact. Of the 201 that cited finances, 170 said that the loss of transportation had negatively impacted the household substantially, from cutting out activities all the way up to food insecurity because of the loss of transportation. The losses ranged in impact from job loss, job change, and hours worked changed to accommodate the pickup and drop off of children. Less stated but notable were the need to relocate, increased stress on the families, as well as depression. There was a large increase in more difficult situations at home. And I think we all know that not every home is a safe one. So if we put added stress on a family, we endanger those children who are not necessarily in a good position to start with. "34 families were impacted by having to pay new child care costs. 9 families were forced to incur the cost of another vehicle and insurance so that the driving sibling could take the children to school. In many instances, these are state law violations because a 16-year-old should not be driving children to school alone without an adult. 9 families, I wrote that, sorry. 81 of the families stated that the kids were walking distances that they were not comfortable with. Out of the 201 families citing finances, 7 of the families moved away from the district. 8 of the families stated that they had changed districts and had relatives or friends that they could take their children to before and after school so that they felt that they could be safe. 3 of the families chose to homeschool. 1 parent moved her child to a district close to her work. 5 families had to change custody agreements. And of those 5 families, 1 father committed suicide because he lost his children. In speaking with his daughter, there were other issues as well. But it really was the straw that broke the camel's back for that family. Out of the 201 families stating financial hardship, 90 are single-parent homes. 11 are in the custody of someone other than a parent, their grandparents, uncles, aunts, friends of the family, etc. Of the actual 6 of the families have parental figures or actual parents that are handicapped and not able to properly see their children off to school any longer. Of the 39 that cited safety as the biggest issue, the most brought up issue was the lack of walkability. 31 of 39 of those families stated that their children are not safe walking to school. None of the schools in the LUSD are walker-friendly. All are on busy roads, and few have handicap access that allows for a handicapped parent to escort their child with any degree of safety. Other issues cited as safety are traffic, the homeless, stranger danger, distance, lack of sidewalks, no one to walk with them, and bullies of all kinds. And for many reasons, there were too numerable to list for the sake of time. I did not break this section down in the subtext or numbers. The stranger danger issue is anything from children being approached by someone in a car, trying to have a conversation with them, to just being harassed by a homeless person or having to walk over someone in the street. Other issues that were brought up to the forefront is communication. 2 issues brought up by 194 of the 240 people of those that were talked to said there was a lack of communication from the district and the phone calls were not being returned by the board or the district. I personally made 7 phone calls in the 8 months that I was doing this, and not one of them was returned. All 240 families expressed a lack of support for the community from the board and the district, as well as the teachers and administrative staff. 32 families expressed distrust. 117 families expressed distrust for the district. 18 families expressed distrust for the principals. 39 families expressed outright disdain for the entire system. Now, I know that these are a little bit depressing, but people are angry, and I felt like I wanted to be a safe place for them to just say what they wanted to say. "214 families felt the system is broken and failing." The next question that I asked them is, do you feel the participation of this discussion puts your child at any risk for retaliation at some level if you do not stay anonymous? Out of the only 91 people that actually wanted to answer the question, all 91 said yes. If any legal recourse were offered to you, would you participate? 130 stated that they would participate in some fashion. What do you consider a solution to this issue? Was a question that I asked them as well. Many impractical answers were offered. I left those out. The ones that I felt were notable were be more transparent with the families that are actually the tax base for this community. Tell them a timeline for getting transportation back in place and up and running. Be proactive in updating families on the progress. Tell families why Verona has a bus and the military housing has a bus and their children do not. Set up some kind of safe place to use for a few buses that we already have that are up and operational and have drivers, for those children that do feel at risk, so they can meet perhaps in the Walgreens parking lot or in some area that is lighted and safe where they can all get on the bus and get to school, and maybe it could make a round robin and go to every school. I don't know. These were just suggestions, and they sounded reasonable. Stagger the start times and end times of the schools enough to accommodate those families that have students in more than one school in the district. So much of the anger and bad feelings were derived from letters from the school district about absences or tardiness when traffic prohibits the safe, on-time arrival of students to different schools. I personally experience this 5 days a week because I have 3 grandchildren that have to go to elementary school, and I have to get from the middle school where 2 of them go to the elementary school and try to get through traffic and get them there on time. And it isn't always possible. So if they were staggered a little bit more, it would probably be easier for people to not be tardy. I asked, have you investigated the before and after school care? Only 5 families thought that before and after school care was adequate. Most of the families expressed that the finances were not available for their students and that it was not available for middle school students. Some families expressed that they thought that it was a district money grab to force families to pay for care because they don't have transportation. Now, I thought that was ridiculous, but I did want to include it. So I think, in conclusion, I think that we have a transportation situation, and it's a serious one. In our community, people are struggling. They need real answers. Where our money is and what is being done with it. I think the board needs to give the district a very strong directive to return phone calls. Parents need to know that you care, and the only way they know you care is if you call them back, even if it's a nuisance. And in conclusion, what I would like to ask is, are you truly satisfied with the relationship that this board and this district has with this community that it serves? And does this information at all impact the way that you view this specific need? I want to thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Joy, would it be possible, I would really love to see some of the other suggestions made by members of the community. Is that
Certainly,
possible?
I have all the notes from everything.
Okay, I would love to see that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, we'll now move on to a public hearing, and we're going to receive input from members of the public regarding the findings contained in the annual and 5-year developer fee report for the fiscal year 2022 and 2023. Lisa, do we have any members of the public who want to speak to that item?
We do not.
Okay. Then adoption is requested of resolution number 2024-07 to adopt the findings contained in the annual and 5-year developer fees report for fiscal year 2022-2023. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 2024-07?
I move that we adopt resolution number 2024-07.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, hearing none. All in favor? Aye. We will have a public hearing to receive input from the public regarding the financial disclosure of the collective bargaining agreement with the Lakeside Teachers Association for a new 3-year successor agreement to resolve negotiations for the 2023-24 school year. Do we have any members of the public to speak to that?
No.
Okay. Then approval is requested for the collective bargaining agreement for LTA. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second
Okay. Let's take a vote. All in favor? Aye. Passes unanimously. There's also approval requested for tentative agreement with the Lakeside Teachers Association for a new 3-year successor agreement for the 2023-24 school year. Is there a motion to approve the requested tentative agreement?
I move that we approve the tentative agreement for the new 3-year successor.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, items of business. I need a motion to designate items to the consent agenda.
I move that we move to designate the items of the consent agenda.
Is there a second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, is there any items that you would all like to pull this evening?
6.32.
Okay. Any other items?
4.12.
4.12. Okay. Any other items you'd like to pull? Okay. Then I would like to entertain a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda with the exception of 4.12 and 6.3. Do I have a motion?
I move that we approve all on the consent agenda except for 4.12 and 6.3.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, 4.12, Laura.
I just want to, this is our rolling gifts to the district. We had some nice gifts again. A lot was donated to Dream for their garden, which is coming along beautifully. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who makes a donation to the district. It is very appreciated.
I like that. That's really good. Any other comments on that? Okay, I'll move to approve 4.12. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Trustee Bennett, 6.3.
How do we know what these agenda items are? How can we find out?
Ma'am, there is an agenda in the back, and it's also publicly noticed as well.
Okay, good, thank you.
6.3, Mr. Bennett?
Yeah, I'm already on record for the last
Yes.
couple meetings on this one, so.
Okay.
No other comments other than.
Okay, is there a motion to approve 6.3?
I move to approve 6.3.
Second? All in favor? You, what? You second the approval? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Okay. Excellent. On to discussion items. We have the enrollment report that's in our board packet, so if you have any questions about that, let us know. Our investment report is also there, and we had 0 Williams complaints, which is great to hear, right? Excellent. And now number 4, review of our committee representation. So in your packet here, you will all see the different committees that we have. And I was kind of thinking that we would just review because we have the report card committee come up, so we need to appoint folks to that committee. And then I also wanted to kind of go into my thoughts on committee assignments in general. What we tried to do originally with this was we would have an alternate go, an alternate board member be assigned in the event that the primary could not go to the meeting. So for example, on the benefits committee, I'm the primary, but Laura is the alternate, and so in the event where I couldn't go, I would notify Laura. I'm kind of interested in changing it to where 2 board members should be there in the event that one just doesn't go and maybe it doesn't get communicated. The reason for that is I want to make sure that a board member is present at every one of these committee meetings. I think that's very important. And that way, when policies are coming forward to us, there's a board member who's been on the committee who can attest to any of the policy changes that may be occurring. So, that way when we have 2, if someone can't make it, then we know we're going to have at least 1 there. And if both can't make it, of course, there may be an instance where that occurs. So instead of having an alternate, I thought we would just assign the 2 people, change the alternates to the second person to be there. And then, that was kind of my thought. I'm totally open to other ideas, but that was kind of just my initial.
That was going to be my request as well.
Okay, all right.
At least invite to both, just because sometimes the alternates don't know that it's coming up, and if you could at least plan ahead too, but I would approve with going with 2 and just from there. I mean, that's the most we can have anyway, and it's what's recommended by CSBA.
Okay. Yeah, and if you're like me and you have 5 different calendars, sometimes I would forget to tell my alternate, which is a problem. So I think that's a kind of a good solution. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just go through each one. And by the way, at this time too is your time to say, I no longer want to do that. Right? And so we can go through that discussion. So with benefits committee, I'm fine with staying on that. Laura, would you still like to be on that?
I'm fine unless somebody else wants to. Yeah.
Does anybody else want to do it?
That's fine?
All right, it's Laura's. All right. The calendar committee, Autumn, you gave such a great report. I'm sure you'd love to stay.
Thank you.
Okay. Jim, would you mind giving me a little? Okay.
Yep, you bet.
Okay. Okay. Curriculum committee, Autumn, I presume you want to.
I want to stay on there. There is a lot of meetings. I don't make it to all of them, so I do think that's a good one to have as a second person.
Great. Okay, I'm happy to do it.
Are you
but,
free
well,
to do it?
So that was going to be my comment. So while I would love to do it, my schedule is jamming up more and more. So I'm going to say that someone else should take over that position for me. So who would like to do it? And if not, I'm going to nominate somebody.
Well, I'm free to do it if no one else wants to do it, but I'm open to anybody as well.
Does anybody want to speak now or forever hold your peace? I'm looking at you, Ron. Okay, fine, Laura. Laura it is. Laura it is.
Oh, okay.
All right, Laura it is. The homework committee, Ron, would you like to stay on that committee?
There's no more homework committee. The homework
Homework committee's gone, okay.
And as is the tech committee. Those were committees last year.
Okay, this is why we're reviewing this.
Both are Ron is on.
Both are Ron. Guess what, Ron? You're not getting away with not doing something.
I didn't say that.
Oh, I know you didn't. I was just going to nominate you. We're going to vote on it. Okay, next is interviews are as needed, and that's generally all board members will at some point participate in that. Okay, report card committee. Who wants to do that? Ron? Ron, I'd love for you to be on that.
Yeah, okay.
And then one other of our trustees. I mean, I'm happy to do it too. I just don't know when the meetings are going to be, but I only have benefits and, yeah, when are the meetings, do you know?
They're monthly from, we just changed the time. I think from 3 to 4:15 or 4:30, and they're mostly on Wednesdays, but not always on Wednesdays. I can send you guys the schedule.
If they're afternoons, I'm available. I just have a standing with a client.
They are all in the afternoon.
All in the afternoons.
Yeah,
I know
no.
I can't do
I'll-
everything,
no,
but
you
that's
can.
why I'm just saying, I'm free
No, I'll
as
do
a
it.
backup.
I'll do it. Okay. It's Wednesdays are generally very good for me.
Good.
I will do that. Okay. Wellness.
Do we still have?
Do we have a wellness committee?
Because I haven't seen any this calendar year. Do we?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any calendar invites come through.
We've already had 3.
Well, okay.
Christine is in charge of that, is that you? Can you make sure that we have good dates? I'm sure that you have, but can you resend them again so that we can make sure that the board has?
Do you want to send that to you too, Laura?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Okay, and then there's an alternate. Jim,
Yeah,
would
you have to send it to me.
Send it to Jim as well.
Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, great. Any comments or questions on that? Okay. Excellent, thank you, folks. Moving right along here. Okay, first readings of our board policies. So we have board policy and exhibit 0420.41 charter school oversight. Were there any comments or questions on that? None? Okay. AR 5141.21. So on this one, I know that we're going to have a new version coming back to us next month regarding this, and then we'll talk about the process by which we will be distributing medications. So that, and it's specifically related to campus, so that will be coming back to us. Any questions or additional comments on it? Okay. Board policy and administrative regulation 5145.12 relating to search and seizure. As I understand it, we're just adding new language, or I guess adding new language here with respect to the use of dogs to search for illicit materials, drugs and other items. And it's going to be connected to assemblies and other things, is that correct? Okay, and I'll come back to us for a second, reading next month. And then lastly, Board Bylaw 9320, meetings and notices. Any comments or edits on that? All right. Okay, we have our reports to the board from our labor partners. Carrie Strong.
Hi.
Hello.
Short night tonight. So thank you for taking a look at our tentative agreement and putting that through. We appreciate that. That was something that both parties, our administrators and our fine bargaining team worked really hard on to come up with an agreement that was going to be acceptable and pass. A little bit of information. This was the only tentative agreement that I have ever had to pass where I've had people vote no on it. It still passed. And so I think that's just a example that there were some losses that our teachers felt in this agreement. We need to really make sure that we're looking at that we are being inclusive of all of our employees and honoring their education that they have worked hard to earn, and that they bring to our district and adds value to our district because of their degrees and certifications that they have. For our district, it's things that we've built programs on based on the credentialing of our teachers that we have, and so I think that could be where some of those no votes came from. It did still pass. They were still, pleased with the other parts of it, but I wanted to share that with you just to be open and transparent. I think it's important for you to hear that that's where that was coming from them. Other than that, tonight, I don't have a lot of comments for you. But just that our community our teachers are doing well. We are stressed. It's that time of year, report cards are coming due. We're seeing Thanksgivings in the future. The kids have the fall wind in the air. and that's going on for a lot of our teachers. And we really need our school board, our principals, our administrators to help us focus on our kids in the classrooms. And that's where we need our attention, and we need your attention and support on our kids in our classrooms. Thank you, that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Myers. I didn't see him. Okay. Lisa Davis.
I have no updates to report.
Okay. Dr. Winspear.
I also have no updates to report.
Wow. Dr. Taylor.
I also have no updates to report, but I do want to wish everybody, I want to thank everybody who has served in our military, our veterans, and wish everybody a wonderful weekend.
Excellent. Well, unless there's anything else before the board, we're going to be adjourned, and I'm really appreciative because I have a 6:30 a.m. to Sacramento tomorrow. So, meeting's adjourned.